We went to the local Apple store to buy an iPad Mini 7 this morning. Um, we wound up buying the iPad Mini 7 in purple with 256 gigabytes of storage, the Wi-Fi edition, and an Apple Pencil Pro. The reason for upgrading from the Mini 5 to the Mini 7 was mainly for storage. My daughter uses it for artwork, and 64 gigabytes simply is not enough for, I guess, plugins and things and storing library files. I would prefer cellular because I like having GPS, but I don't actually need the cellular. But $150 uplift just so that you have GPS is kind of not worth it for us. I do wish they put the GPS in the Wi-Fi models, as we could use it for navigating. We just use our phones right now. Since it's going to be used mainly for drawing, we had a discussion on the Pencil Pro versus the USB-C pencil. She would have been happy with the USB-C pencil, and I was recommending the Pencil Pro. The reason I don't like the Apple Pencil, is mainly the charging method, in which you charge it by sticking it in the USB-C port of the iPad so that it's kind of sticking out. It's kind of like charging the Apple mouse, where the device is just sticking out vertically from the device you're using. And there's always the risk that you could damage the USB-C port at some point because of the amount of leverage on this small port. So we got the Pencil Pro. It has some other nice features, which you can read about. I mean, it's what, $50 more, 80 to 129. So yeah, it's $50 more. So you do get more functionality. The magnet on the side is very, very strong. So yeah, it costs more, but I think it's worth the extra cost. The title of the video is Sunday Trip to the Apple Store, and the reason for that is the iPad Mini, I'm pretty sure, is not a big seller. Most people have the model of a large iPhone and a large iPad, or a MacBook or a MacBook Pro. Whereas the model that I have is, I have an iPad Mini. I have an iPhone Mini. So I have an iPad Mini to use when I want a bigger screen, and I have MacBooks when I want a really big screen. So they discontinued the iPhone 13 Mini a long time ago because it didn't sell as well as the larger phones. Most people just want larger phones, so if you have a larger phone, you don't need an iPad Mini. So I don't think they sell very many. So we didn't have any problems going to the store and just buying one. What was interesting, though, was how busy the store was. So we got there, and the greeter came over and brought us over to the iPad table, and he said, "This person will help you out." And the store was fairly busy, and there was kind of a shortage of customer service people. So we waited about 25 minutes to get our order placed. The two people in front of us were interesting. There was a guy who bought an iPad Air, a keyboard folio case, and a Pencil Pro. And I'd guess that he spent about $1,000 or more on his. And the next customer was a lady who bought, it looked like an iPad Pro 13 with a keyboard folio case and the Pencil Pro. And she also bought an iPad Air. I don't recall whether she had the accessories for the iPad Air. She was trading in a copper MacBook, 13-inch. I don't know if it was I couldn't tell. I think it was a Pro, but I'm not completely sure, and I couldn't tell which year it was. But it was a beautiful looking MacBook, and I think that her transaction took a lot longer because um, she had to clean up her MacBook Pro, I guess, for them to take it in. Um, the we knew exactly what we wanted. We just told him what we wanted, and he just put it into his iPhone. And about 5 minutes later, somebody else came out with the goods. He gave it to us, took a credit card, and we were done. So that was that. There was one other thing that happened in the store that caught my eye. Behind us was the against the wall were the iMacs, and there was a 21.5-inch iMac sitting in there. Apparently, a lady had carried in a 21.5-inch aluminum iMac, and I think she was trying to trade it in to buy a new one, but she just walked out with her iMac. I suspect that the trade-in value of her iMac was a lot less than what she was expecting, so she didn't trade it in and she didn't buy a new iMac. But the mall that we use, where the Apple Store is it's struggling a bit. There are some closed stores, and I think sales volume is down because the American consumer, or a lot of American consumers, are struggling with inflation costs. But there seem to be lots and lots of people buying stuff at the Apple Store. The iPhone 16 launch, I think, has not gone well. Apple dropped their orders by 10 million. So those may not be selling well, but people seem to be buying MacBooks, and those are on great sales for the M3 models. iPads, the Apple Watch, and accessories. So some people have money to spend, and they are spending it at the Apple Store. Anyway, that was my Sunday morning, and my take on the iPad Mini. Oh, I have or sorry, my daughter has an iPad Mini 5. I have an iPad Mini 6, and we just bought an iPad Mini 7 for her artwork. The iPad Mini 5 is going to go to my wife. We're going to set everything up. I think it's a great device, but it's not popular because people want bigger screens. Anyway, that's it.